Hey everybody, Adrenaline PMC. I'm just gonna go over why I think the SVD is one of the better guns. This is a semi-automatic sniper rifle. Do not say it's a DMR. I know a lot of people say it's a DMR, but it is listed as such. And it is often used as a DMR, I understand. But DMRs are ultimately still sniper rifles, just with a range difference, obviously. But we're gonna be talking about why I use it. The main reason is the semi-automatic allows me to, have multiple follow-up shots. That's a great point. But the other thing is that, I don't know if you can see this, probably not, but there is a rangefinder built into this thing. And a lot of people don't know how to use that, and that's what leads them to thinking this thing is ultimately useless. So they look in it and they see the rangefinder down in the bottom left corner, and they're like, how do I use that? So I'm going to basically teach you how to do that right now. So that way you can hopefully change your attitude regarding the SVD. So right now, you're probably looking down into your scope wondering, how do I use that thing? So you want to take that bottom line that's completely straight and put it at the enemy's feet. I'm going to go ahead and spawn some enemies so you can get an idea what that's supposed to mean. Where do they spawn? They're all the way over there. Okay. So now you want to put it at their feet. And it should read out at whatever they're at. You want to get the line above their head right on top of their head. You don't want it to be in their head or below it or way above it, nothing like that. You want it to be right at the top of their head. Now that's important because it allows you to range find accurately. Some people think that, oh, well, the top line's just barely in his head. It doesn't matter. It does, trust me. The difference between 400 meters and 387 is very apparent when you're trying to shoot. Trust me. So you always want to make sure and look out for that. If it's just slightly into his head, just assume it's 350 plus. If it's slightly in the 400 meter line, and at that point, you just need to keep it at 300 meters and account for a little bit of bullet drop. That's all. Additionally, the other thing we're going to go over is that you can actually zero in your thing. Now, what does that mean? That means you can make this thing zero in to just use the base reticle, and you don't have to use the lines under it. And that is important because a lot of people don't even know you can do that. A lot of people think whenever you say zero in, they think of like zooming in, which is a separate thing. So all you want to do to zoom in is you want to grab it with your left controller if you're right-handed like me. You want to grab it and you want to push Y. Y will increase the zeroing in distance. And then you can push X to decrease it. It starts at 100 meters and maxes out at 500. And that's important because you can actually hit 800 meter headshots with this thing due to the fact that it still does have the lines underneath it that allow you to account for bullet drop. Quite beautiful. Obviously adjust that for your other hand if you're other-handed. So now what you want to do is you want to load your rifle, find your target. Now I know that guy is 300 something meters, probably 387 considering what I've shot before.
Come stick with me.
Now you want to find him, and it is very important to do this. I'm not entirely sure if it is a, intended thing or if it's just something to do with body mechanics, making your muscle tense up and still it out a little bit. I'm not sure, but it works for me. So you want to take your front hand and you want to push X if you're, the stick drift's going to get me killed. You want to push X to keep your gun still. Now you'll notice whenever you're aiming, you have a slight sway now rather than a much larger one. Now, if you want to go ahead and with your trigger finger hold down A, that also helps. And then you can find your target. Oh, be crouched down. Headshot. Maybe not a headshot. He didn't fully die. But I did hit him. And that's important. Not the greatest show of accuracy, but I have hit that first try before. It is important to note, though, that there is drawbacks to having this. And the major one is length. This thing is like the longest, especially if you put a suppressor on it. The other thing is the scope itself only going up to a 4 times magnification. And it works just fine, even over there at the tower, but it does become troublesome past that. And I assume when it comes time for Deadshot, whenever that releases, that it will become an issue for longer range sniping. That guy over there is now running towards me, I can tell. But yeah, that's how you use the SVD. Oh, another cool thing before you go is you can actually use the iron sights still. If you just look underneath the scope on it, you can still use the iron sights just fine. And that's pretty cool. But overall, this is my favorite rifle, or sniper rifle to use. See you in the next one.